What is up, guys? I do hope you're well, and welcome to another video from the r/daddycringe subreddit. If you would like your story shared, don't forget to post it on r/daddycringe. If you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button, and maybe even the notification bell. And let's get started. Next we have a story from Baby Snake Banana Pie. Give me your $800 snake now. I'm on mobile and I'm terrible at grammar and spelling. Feel free to tear my guts out in the comments. Also, I tried to post this on r/Entitledparents. Then I was like, who's my favourite YouTuber? Then I went to post this. Man, bless you, dude. Bless you. Also, this is my first post, so please don't kill me. Oh boy, am I pissed. Okay, for some background, I have a banana pie ball python, which I have also cleverly named Banana Pie. He's a lovely snake and I love him so much. Okay, time for the actual story. I was walking the block with Banana, usually wrapped around my arm. What? Like, just out in the street with a snake around your arm? Holy crap, badass. He's normally wrapped around my neck, ponytail and face. He's a goofy snake, visible for all to see. I was humming some Hollywood Undead. For all you people who want to know, I was listening to Bullet, and after that I was listening to Bean to Hell, until I could hear a squeal from behind and saw this whale of a Karen, EM, and a child, GK, for Good Kid. Kid wasn't entitled from what I could see. Good Kid comes rushing up to me. Hey, what is that? And points at my baby banana, BB for short. Oh, this is Banana Pie. Here's a banana pie ball python. Can I pet it? Sure, just be gentle. He's a baby still. GK starts to gently pet Banana while Ian comes up next to him. He's super soft. Mum, could we get a snake? He looks up to his mother. Ian says, sure, and turns to me. How much? Now I was confused. I thought she was asking how much I got him for, so I answered. He was $500, but that was because I got a discount. He was originally $800. EM then says, yeah, no, give me the snake. What? Entitled Kid says, Mum, please stop. You heard me, hand over the snake. She tries to grab my baby snake. My child. I pull away and she huffs. I just started to walk away, done with this bullshit. I was the meaning of, fuck this shit, I'm out. She started to cuss me out, then noticed my scratches my cat gave me. Ugh, you edgy teens, cutting yourselves. You'll probably kill yourself sooner or later. That pissed me the fuck off, and I fucking snapped. Listen here, you twat. This was from a cat. Even if they were cuts, you don't say shit like that, you fat hippo. Now leave me the fuck alone. After that, I walked off. She was left with her mouth agape. I gave Banana all the pats. This is the end. I have a few more stories if you want me to share. Mate, we're always open to stories here. This is Storytime Central. What? I'm gonna have to Google that. But dude, you didn't even give us a photo of the snake. Come on now. You know my Twitter, and we want a photo. ASAP, okay? But holy shit. What's with parents, or EMs coming up to, or EDs of course, going up to people and just thinking they can take stuff? Just take pets. Yeah, I'm just going to take this pet off you. That's quite alright, isn't it? Fuck. Thank you very much. Baby Snake, Banana Pie. Now we have a story from Yogurt Boys. Guy gets upset when I give him the haircut he wanted. So I'm not really sure where this belongs, since he's not entitled per se, and my profession isn't technically retail. This is one of many stories I have from a few years working in a salon. I work in a nationwide salon that only does haircuts. We keep notes on customers' general haircuts, so we can continue to give them similar haircuts. This guy comes in, and I could tell he was a real a-hole from his attitude when I asked him for his name and phone number to pull up his profile. I recognised him as a regular of one of my co-workers, and internally groaned. Co-worker tends to have the worst regulars, and I always hate doing their hair because it's just not the same. I get him into the chair, cape him, and then proceed to go over his notes. This isn't verbatim, as it happened a while ago, so I'm just summarising. AH, a-hole guy, me. Okay, I see you've been getting a number 1 on your sides and back. Are you want to do the same thing? Yeah. Doesn't give me any more information. Okay, and I see you have a hard part. Google it if you don't know that hairstyle. Do you want me to take the number 1 all the way up to the part line? Yeah. Sits silently in the chair. I go over the rest of the haircut with him in the same manner before I pick up my clippers and put my guard on. I don't usually start with my shortest guard since it's harder to blend out the line that way. I take the number 2 around the rest of the head first, then switch to the number 1 and proceed to bring it all the way up to the part line. There's a pause in the guy's demeanour and then he speaks up. He says, "There's supposed to be hair there." He says in a pretty aggressive tone. I get flustered. This isn't the first time this has happened to me. I have numerous accounts when someone says one thing, but mean another. I say, well, I went over your notes with you. You said you wanted a number 1 all the way up to the part. I really feel bad, because I'm sure we all know what it feels like to get a bad haircut, and I hate when I'm the one who does this. This is why I try and go over the notes as thoroughly as I can. You know what? I'm going to go. He proceeds to stand up, cape still on him. I struggle to take the cape off him, since he's significantly taller than I am. I'm attempting to apologise. I have anxiety, and it's going through the roof. He flings the door open and yells outside. I only caught the... my fucking hair! Before the door shuts, I go into panic attack and run into the back office before I start crying. My co-worker who was there witnessed the whole thing, came to the console, witnessed the whole thing, and came to console me. I've only cried a couple of times because of a terrible customer, but that situation always sticks out in my mind. If anyone is interested, I have other stories. I wish there was a subreddit named r/tales run behind the chair, or something, because there are so many tales from my co-workers that'd be perfect for that. Anyway, thanks for the read. Oh, I'm so sorry, that's so funny. To picture this guy standing up, and you're struggling to get the cape thing off him, and he's at the door, and you're just watching him, and I just picture this guy looking up at the sky shouting, my fucking hair! Thank you so much for sharing that story, that's so good. Now we have a story from DMWV1, entitled People/Parents Try to Steal My Daughter. So this happened when my daughter was 6 weeks old, around 3 months ago, and I'm still extremely pissed about this. Sorry for any errors and stuff, like English isn't my first language, and it happened while we were taking in our home language, so we'll translate it as best as I possibly can. There was swearing, but we'll replace the words, and it does get violent. We're used to that on this channel. We love a couple of swears. The people here, they crave a swear or two, so don't worry about that sort of stuff. I'll try and fill in the blanks where I can. Now, of course, you all know whom ED and EM is, but SGF is security guard friend, W is wife, LG is my little girl, and well, M is me. We live in an area of South Africa that is middle class people, but there is still a lot of crime, kidnapping, robberies, and so on. So I tend to carry a firearm when we go out, military life, and growing up in a dangerous area. This is important later on. Now, we went out to the mall on this day with LG for the first time. We just got her to sleep. She is very hard-headed and difficult to get to sleep sometimes, so we went to a restaurant to get some food. As we were walking, everyone said that our LG is beautiful and all that. That is when they came, the two devil spawn, the ground shaking, everyone running for their lives. Yes, I know, a bit over dramatic, but this is when we ran into ED and EM. This is how it started and took a major twist. EM said, "Oh, look how beautiful," looking at ED. She is beautiful. Me and the wife say, "Well, thank you very much." "How old is she?" "She is 6 weeks old today." "She is so small. Do you even feed the little darling?" "We do." ED cuts W off. "No, she doesn't look like she is eating enough." I'm annoyed by this. "Sir, she's eating a lot." EM looking at ED. "Wish we had another LG." ED with a very evil smile. "Me too, honey. You two look like you got a lot on your hands." Now this is where stuff goes from 1 to 100 in a few seconds. What happens at this mall is that people, mostly children, gets kidnapped. "No sir, she's very sweet for her age and is a handful at times, such a newborns." EM says, "Can I hold her for a second?" "No, sorry, she just fell asleep a few minutes ago." "I'm sure she won't wake up," and tries to take LG out of the pram. "Mom, we said no. Now please don't pick her up and let us go on our way." ED is blocking us as we're trying to walk away. "Now son, that is not needed. We are all adults here, so let EM pick her up." I say, "Sir, please move." I don't think so. At this moment, I'm standing in front of our pram when EM and ED tries to push me out the way. I say, "Step away, now." Me saying that firmly. "Boy, give that child here, now." My wife says, "Honey." Me turning around seeing EM trying to pick up the LG. "Mom, don't you dare." ED is physically grabbing me now. "Don't you dare talk to my wife." I say, "Take our LG away from here now." Wife pulls the pram away from EM and picks up our LG. "Sir, if you do not let go, I will defend us." ED said, "Ha, what are you going to do?" At this point, before I could finish, I did an MI tactic to loosen oneself former grip. What that is that I basically headbutt him. What that is I basically headbutt him so that he can let go, and I push EM away from W. Sorry to laugh at that, but I thought it was going to be some sort of amazing super tactic there, some sort of special forces move, but you just nutted him. Some like English pub tactics. I then shout, "Security!" This is when I reach my firearm, and when ED and EM saw this, they tried again to take LG. I punch EM. "Don't you dare move closer!" And I pull my firearm. "Get on the ground now!" ED and EM drop to the ground, and this is when SGF comes in. The security guard says, "What is this, like South African? I don't want to say it just in case. What the heck is going on?" What the heck is going on? I say, "These motherfuckers are trying to steal LG." Wife is now crying, trying to calm LG. Security guard says, "Sir, please put the weapon away." Not until the police arrive. Around 10 minutes later, the police arrive and put them in cuffs. 20 minutes later, when they were shown the security video, we pressed charges at attempted kidnapping and assault. It did go to court, and they got a 10-year sentence. 10 years? Holy shit! Still very, very pissed with this even now. Got more stories, but that's for another time. Holy crap. I know stuff is bad in South Africa, or can be bad. I don't want to be... I've never been there. You know, I've just seen documentaries on TV and they always show it in a bad light. So, but yeah, I heard crime is bad, but like kidnapping. My question is though, why did you take your daughter there in the first place if you know it's quite prevalent with kidnapping? I mean, you got a gun, so you can pretty much sort shit out pretty quickly if things get in trouble, I guess. But yeah, man, that is crazy. That people just come up to you and try and steal your kid. But they also got a 10-year sentence as well. If that was in the UK, they'd probably got off with a slap wrist and say, "Oh, don't do that again." And they'll be out there doing the same shit again. But you guys don't mess about over there. Punching people, guns, special moves. Well, that's a headbutt, but you know what I'm talking about. Holy crap. Thank you, DMW V1. Much love for sharing that story, and I'd love to hear some more of those South African gems. So now we're going to mix it up with a little bit of petty revenge. Samurai Night, 1600. Thank you very much. Teacher said I was too dumb/retarded to finish school. Proved they're wrong. Before I start, I've already written this story on Reddit, but figured I'd put it here too, since I'm a huge fan of Daddy Cringe, and because this is the only Reddit level story I have, sadly. English is not my first language, but this is no excuse. My English grammar is better than my native grammar, and probably better than mine to be fair. So this story is probably pretty tame compared to the other revenge stories, and I mainly use my account to keep up with Planet Dolan. I'll check that out, I don't know what that is. But recently, I've fallen in love with these Reddit posts, so I figured I'd post the only revenge story that I have that may or may not be worthy of this subreddit. It's always worthy. Never put yourself down, brother. No dialogue, as I was too young to remember this, and was told the story by my mum. Anyways, to the story. Back in preschool, when I was 5 to 6 years old, I wasn't exactly a normal kid. I was different from the other children from my behaviour. I'll admit, I wasn't the best kid either. Turned out, I have a form of mild autism called, I'm going to get it right this time, Asperger's. Fucking don't pull me up on that one this time. But I hadn't got my diagnosis yet. And one of my preschool teachers, an old hag, was terrified of me because I was not normal. She'd try and avoid me and ignore me as best she could in preschool. But it didn't bother me so much, since we had another teacher who I can say was a wonderful person. Mum told me later that the hag was this really old school kind of teacher, the one that expected and demanded the kids to adapt to her needs and demands. You know, the kind of teaching that was already obsolete, even before I was born. During a parent meeting sometime in, the hag showed her true colours of how much she disliked me for not being normal, as she in front of my mother and all teachers in the school claimed that I was mentally disabled and did not belong in the school for normal children, and should be sent to a school for mentally retarded children because I was never able to complete school because I was too stupid. Needless to say, my mother was pissed. She may just stand at 1.55 metres, or about 5 feet for you Americans, but you don't want to piss her off. I don't know what she said to the hag, as I was too young to remember, but frankly, I don't want to know. The other teachers had my mother's back too. My mother believes that the hag was trying to get rid of me for being different, but needless to say, I stayed in the school. It still hurts me a bit that this whole hag wanted to practically put me in a school for mentally disabled for not being normal, and that was too dumb to finish school. Well, joke's on you, you dirty old hag. This retarded boy graduated from high school in 2014 and has since gotten 2 full educations in healthcare. I was actually very tempted to send the hag a picture of me in my graduation getup, telling her that she was wrong, but mother convinced me to be the better person, so I didn't. The fact that I proved her wrong by succeeding in everything she said I would fail at is revenge enough for me. I just hope she didn't try to ruin other children's lives just for not following the norms. And I sometimes wonder what would have happened to me had things gotten her way. Wow. Fair play to you though. for just looking back and using that as fuel to carry on. You know, I'm kind of opposite to your mum. I would have kind of liked to send the picture to her and say, like, fuck you, mate. Look, I did it. I did it. So in your face. It's like what I was saying in one of the previous videos in bullies, because she's verging on bullying that without saying what she said, saying that you're too stupid and stuff. You know, there's ways of saying things if you don't believe children are smart enough. I'm not saying of you, but in general, you don't say children are stupid. Not everyone learns at the same speed. Usually we peak at different points in our lives. So yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But fair play to you, as I said. And I don't know what you're worried about your grammar and stuff. As I said before, it's better than mine. Thank you very much, Samurai Knight, for sharing that post.